Hey, welcome. Thanks for coming out. Hope you had a good time. Right? Let's see. Love you too. I don't know if this thing works, but trying to make it work. Oh, there we go. Good, yeah, not bad. You know. Loki's, I'm gonna do a little German, yeah. All right. Yeah, so obviously Tesla's mission is to accelerate the world's transition to sustainable energy.
You can read it, Elon.
Erneuerbare Energie und Elektromobilität nötigen exponentielles Wachstum. It's not showing up here. It's only showing up there. All right, so we're building this thing, the Model Y. So.
I can read it.
Yeah. What's showing here is not matching that. That's why it's weird. This thing is not working. Let's see. Sicherheit, Bewertung, Netze, 500 Reichweite. 100 kilometer, yeah, whatever. Yeah, exactly. Safest car in the world. Serienmäßig. Great. No, it's not. All right. Willkommen zur GigaBerlin County Fair schön. Dass ihr alle gekommen seid, um mit uns die Würde auszureißen. Wir freuen uns, die Türen zu öffnen und euch zu zeigen, woran wir die letzten Monate gearbeitet haben. Die Unterstützung, die wir von den Leuten hier in der Grünheide und ganz Deutschland erhalten haben, ist super beeindruckend. Dinge, die uns tagtäglich wirklich antreiben, gibt es viel zu selten. Wir wollen euch mit dem, was wir tun, inspirieren. Deshalb vielen Dank an alle Befürworter von GigaBerlin Brandenburg. Diese Party ist für euch. Spaß steht für uns an oberster Stelle. schließlich das Auto massentauglich gemacht. Also macht ordentlich Ramba Samba für den Rest des Abends. Berlin-Brandenburg rockt. Ich habe vor ein Semester in der Universität gelernt. Yeah, so, anyway, so, anyway. Tesla's mission, I see German over there and English here. So, Tesla's mission is I think the said is already a little bit, ist die Beschleunigung des Übergangs zu nachhaltiger Energie. Yeah. You understand English too, sure. So we need to scale dramatically electric vehicles. So what this factory is about is creating high volume, affordable electric cars, and hopefully also battery packs, maybe solar, and but generally the overarching goal is to accelerate the transition to sustainable energy. That's what this whole place is about, and we intend to have a beautiful factory that's in harmony with the surroundings and helps accelerate the world's transition to a sustainable energy future, which is what we all want. So. And that's why we're building the Model Y, and it's a great car, obviously, we tried it out. So, and there'll be lots of other cars. Lots of interesting products coming from Tesla. Cybertruck. Cybertruck is big. It's big.
Cybertruck for Europe.
Cybertruck ist nicht ein kleiner Automobil. It's big. Maybe we should, I don't know, maybe we can get a special, permit, but or maybe make a smaller one or something. I don't know. Yes, we'll try. We'll try to bring it here if possible. So.
Wolverine.
Okay, well, you can certainly, petition the regulators to allow it. We would be glad to bring it here if they would let us do it. Maybe it can be classed as like a special, like a truck or something, I don't know. There might be some way to do it. But if there is, we'll do it. And there'll be other interesting vehicles and products from Tesla that I think are really exciting. So. I need to get around to that electric leaf blower that I promised. That would be nice. Pardon me? Oh, the bot, yes, the bot. We'll see. The bot I think, will be interesting to see how that goes. Optimus subprime. That's coming. Yeah, Plaid in Europe should be coming probably next quarter, I think. That'd be cool. Yeah.
Plaid Model 3.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Sounds about right.
What are the new colors?
Well, there's going to be a special crimson, but there's the way that you do the colors, I think, is kind of important. You need to have a multi-layer paint system that's got to be designed into the paint. The paint shop you have to build it in. So it's a very multi-layer paint. It's more than just the color, basically. It's you want dimensionality to the paint, which you can only really get if you have multiple layers. So anyway, more about this stuff. We will obviously do recycling, and the batteries we expect to last a very long time. Ultimately, the materials can be recycled, basically infinitely. So we're expecting to have on the order of 12,000 jobs, maybe more. In fact, I'm a little worried we won't be able to hire enough people, so we really kind of need great talent to come here from all around Europe or anywhere, and help us create the new future. So, yeah. So. And we will obviously replant many more trees than we removed. Use the minimum amount of water. That has been a big thing. But I think really our factory uses very little water. So, and then it's just a 30-minute train ride to Berlin. We're actually going to be building a train station where you can literally just, ironically for a car company, it's like, take the train, but you can also take a car, that's fine too. So there's going to be, there's already a train station, but it's just quite small. We're going to build a train station that's right on the property, and you can just get off the train and walk in here if you're living in Berlin, or drive here, whatever you prefer. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. You can bicycle here. You could get a catapult and a base jump, a parachute. That's my personal favorite. Yeah. And then we're going to have graffiti murals all throughout the factory and on the outside and everything. So I think that's going to be really cool. We've got some of them already. So. And we're even going to have a beer.
You broke it!
It's broken. Sorry, when's what?
When is FSD pizza coming to Europe?
Oh, FC, yeah. Well, we need to make sure it's working well in the US, and frankly, FSD Beta is somewhat overfit for California because engineering is mostly in California. So need to make sure it's working well there, and then it's got to be obviously confirmed that it works well here. Then we've got to prove it to the regulators. So, I mean, I think next year sometime is quite likely. So it's looking good. I think like the FSD can drive me from work to home with 0 interventions. And some of these routes are very complicated. So, I think it's looking very good. So probably, short answer, FSD, which will be beyond beta, I think, it's looking highly likely to be in Europe next year. Yeah.
It was working fine in Kiev.
Yeah, it's really quite good. In fact, the tricky thing with the full self-driving is that it can often work so well that you get too complacent, and then it can, maybe not. You get this difficult region where if it's not working that well, you pay attention. But if it's working moderately well, maybe the point is we need to make it work perfectly, as close to perfectly as possible. Much lower probability of injury than a person across the board, and it's almost there. So I feel really good about it. Yeah. Sorry? I'm not DJing, but Boris Brecker is. Yeah. I think my safety score is, I think it's actually, I don't know, probably pretty good. I haven't looked at it, but I think it's, probably
What's
okay.
your favorite music?
I mean, I like techno EDM stuff. It's quite good. I mean, I like a wide range of music, to be clear. So everything from classical to techno to you name it. So yeah. Any other questions from the audience or from
Can we have
elsewhere?
superchargers in Ukraine? Tesla Model 3 upgrade. Gigacasting for Tesla Model 3.
Pardon me?
Gigacasting for Tesla Model 3.
Sorry, it's hard to hear, unfortunately. I think there may be some questions that we are gathering.
Gigacasting for Tesla Model 3, please. Hello, here.
All right.
Gigacasting for Tesla Model 3 and possible Plaid.
Plaid does use castings for the corner nodes of the car. And it has always used aluminum castings for the corner nodes of the car, but will not use full body castings. Model Y uses a full body rear casting, and will soon use a full body front casting as well. So it's pretty cool. Cybertruck will actually have an even bigger casting because of the truck bed, so it's going to have like probably an 8,000 ton press or something like that. It's pretty wild. So, hey guys. This is some of the key people. So if you want to ask some questions, maybe introduce yourselves.
Hi, I'm Andre, welcome. And I'm responsible for the vehicle manufacturing part of the factory.
Yeah, also warm welcome from my side. I'm Heiko and I'm doing the exciting powertrain. Hallo zusammen, ich mache es als letzte jetzt auf Deutsch. Ich bin Alexander und mache Standortentwicklung hier für die Gigafactory.
Hi. Hallo? Ja. Hi, ich bin Marlene und ich werde jetzt die Fragen stellen, die ihr in der Zwischenzeit schon eingesendet habt und die ihr auch immer noch weiter über Tesla Twitter gerne an uns senden könnt. Und wir versuchen jetzt so viele wie möglich zu beantworten in der nächsten Zeit. So, gonna read out questions now that have been sent in the meantime to us, and that you're feel free to still send them to Tesla Twitter, and we'll just try to answer the most in the time. Die Werksführung war super, war cool. Was denkst du über Deutschland? The factory tour was great. What do you think about Germany?
I answered that. I mean, obviously, I like Germany. I wouldn't be here otherwise, I mean, actions speak louder than words. And since we're doing this cool thing here, GigaBerlin, Brandenburg, obviously I'm a big fan of Germany, no question. So, I'm really excited about the potential here. And yeah, I think we're gonna have just a great factory, great engineering team, and yeah, and have a good time doing it. So I think it's working out well. Yeah, Dankeschön.
Mein Sohn möchte sich gerne bewerben, ist aber erst im Februar mit der Schule fertig. Kann er sich trotzdem schon bewerben? My son wants to apply for a job, but only finishes school in February next year. Can he already apply?
Yeah, absolutely. We're definitely going to be looking for a lot of people. So this factory is going to grow and really needs it's like a giant cybernetic collective, so it needs a lot of people. You can definitely apply, or just go on the website and apply for sure. Anytime is fine. Sure.
Wann startet ihr die Produktion hier? When do you expect to start production?
Well, we're aiming to start production in a few months, basically November or December, in terms of, and hopefully deliver our first cars in December. But startup production is kind of the easy part. The hard part is reaching volume production. So production is just incredibly difficult. That's why I say like prototypes are easy, production is hard. And so from the point at which we start making cars, it will take longer to reach high volume production than it took to build the factory. It's really difficult.
Ihr wart ja heute wahrscheinlich alle schon in der Fabrik, habt gesehen, wie weit wir sind. Wir haben schon viele Anlagen getestet, wir haben schon viel probiert. Es fehlt nicht mehr ganz so viel, wie Elon eben sagte, dass wir anfangen können, die ersten Autos zu bauen. Das wird sicherlich eine richtig große Herausforderung, die größere dann ins hohe Volumen zu kommen, aber wir wollen auf jeden Fall dieses Jahr noch anfangen, also seid gespannt.
Woher kommen die Batteriezellen, bis die Zellfabrik hier in Grünheide fertig gebaut ist? Where will battery cell come from until the cell factory here in Grünheide is done?
Yeah, so for initial production, we'll be coming from outside of Europe, so, most likely from Tesla, China. Until we have the cell factory here in operation. But we are aiming to have the cell factory reach volume production by the end of next year, as well as to reach volume production in general for this whole factory by the end of next year. So volume production would be in excess of 5,000 cars per week and hopefully closer to 10,000. And yeah, so, but like I said, it's the beginning of production is not as important. Like startup production is nice, but volume production is the hard part, and it just takes an immense amount of work. And we're going to need just a lot of talented, hardworking people to get there. It's super difficult. I can't emphasize that enough. Initial production easy, volume production hard, very hard.
Ja, vielleicht noch ergänzen, die Zelle, die wir hier in Grünheide bauen werden, ist natürlich sehr, sehr besonders. Es ist eigentlich ein sehr kleines, geniales Stückchen Can, wie wir sagen. Und da stecken natürlich viele Challenges drin und wir geben alles, wir geben maximal Gas, um die Produktion so schnell wie möglich zum Laufen zu kriegen. Aber wie Elon gesagt hat, wichtig ist, dass wir das Thema bedacht und letztlich auch mit höchster Qualität machen.
Was plant ihr in der Zukunft hier für den Standort in Grünheide und auch für Tesla insgesamt? What are you planning in the future for your location here in Grünheide and for Tesla as a whole?
Well, our overarching goal is to try to replace 1% of the global fleet of vehicles per year. So there's about 2 billion cars and trucks in the world. So we want to try to get to 20 million per year to replace 1% per year. Yeah, I think there's a lot of interesting car models coming out in the future. The Tesla product roadmap is, I think, extremely compelling. Yeah, so, but we don't want to talk too much about future products, except that I think they're very exciting. Yeah.
Okay. Wie stellt ihr die Energieversorgung für die Fabrik sicher? Werdet ihr zum Beispiel auch Solaranlagen installieren? How will you guarantee energy supply for the factory, and will you, for example, install PV?
Yeah, absolutely. We're going to put PV on the photovoltaics on the roof of the factory and maybe on the ground as well. So our goal is to have 100% renewable energy for this factory. Yeah.
Will you also install superchargers at the factory?
No, of course we will. Yes, definitely. Yeah, natürlich.
Also das ist ja gerade der Anfang, den ihr hier seht. Wir wollen hier noch viel ausbauen und ja klar, Supercharger gehört auch dazu. Wir liegen hier an der Autobahn. Wäre nicht clever, wenn wir nicht einen Vorteil daraus ziehen würden. Also wir werden hier auf jeden Fall auch Supercharger installieren.
Factory Tours.
Wird es einen Mitarbeiter-Kindergarten geben? Will you have a kindergarten for employees?
Man, there's a lot of There's a lot of details here. Yeah, we'll have a kindergarten. We'll certainly take care of people who have families and whatnot. So, yes, I'm sure we'll have kindergarten. A garden for children.
Ich meine, wie Elon schon gesagt hat, uns ist wichtig, dass wir die besten Leute kriegen und deswegen wollen wir auch dafür sorgen, dass das Arbeitsumfeld so angenehm wie möglich ist und je weiter wir wachsen, desto mehr werden wir auch immer unsere Surroundings dazu anpassen. Kindergarten als ein Beispiel.
Ab wann gibt es das Solar Roof in Deutschland? When will you have solar roof in Germany?
Hopefully next year. Hope.
Werdet ihr weiter in Naturschutzprojekte in Brandenburg investieren? Will you invest in further nature protection projects in Brandenburg?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Of course. I mean, yeah.
Also wir haben schon, kann man sagen, Elon hat es ja vorhin auch gesagt, wir haben heute schon 300 Hektar oder werden bis zum Ende des Jahres 300 Hektar Mischwald neu pflanzen. Hier in der direkten Umgebung, wenn ihr euch umschaut, werden wir zusätzlich noch diese Kiefernmonokulturen mit Laubwald 300 weitere Hektar aufforsten. Nur damit ihr ungefähr eine Vorstellung habt, das sind ca. 400 Fußballfelder, die wir neu pflanzen mit Laubwald. Und da hören wir nicht auf, sondern wir wollen auch weiter dran arbeiten. Am meisten können wir tatsächlich für die Umwelt tun, wenn wir viele Leute dazu kriegen, auf Elektromobilität umzusteigen.
Was kann man tun, um Batteriezellproduktion nachhaltiger zu machen? What can you do to make cell production more sustainable?
Well, the cell production, I think, is actually quite sustainable, and especially long term. You can just recycle the batteries, so you don't really need to do incremental mining. Once the fleet is converted to electric, then very little incremental mining is needed. And I think the vast majority of cells will be iron-based, and there's lots of iron in the world, so it's really, and lithium is extremely common. So the main ingredients of the most common form of lithium ion are extremely, there's not a real limitation. They're quite easy to get. Nickel for the long-range vehicles is a little more difficult than iron. Actually, 10 times more difficult technically. But I think nickel will really be used for long-range cars and for aircraft. And then everything else will be iron-based. And then, yeah, lithium is extremely common. So there's really I wouldn't worry too much about I think it's, from an environmental standpoint, pretty straightforward. I mean, there is in cell phones and laptops, there's a lot of cobalt used, which is that's a more challenging situation, but it tells us that we use almost no cobalt, and in the iron chemistry packs we used none at all. So.
Ja, vielleicht noch ganz besonders hervorzuheben, wir haben hier natürlich mit dem, was wir in Grünheide tun werden, erstmalig natürlich auch das Thema Energieeffizienz in einer ganz anderen Art und Weise letztlich betrachtet. Das heißt, wir werden insbesondere bei der Aufbereitung der Aktivmaterialien und nachher auch beim Austrocknen der Elektroden viel, viel weniger Energie einsetzen und keine Lösungsmittel einsetzen. Und ich glaube, das ist ein Riesenerfolg.
Kann man nicht das gesamte Auto in einem Teil produzieren? Can't you make the entire car in one cast?
I mean, it's not impossible, but I'm not sure you'd want to do that, because most of a car, the upper portion of a car is glass, and so it's actually a small amount of metal in the upper portion of the car. Not impossible to cast, but I'm not sure you'd want to. Yeah, exactly. You just cast the doors and just chip them off or something. So, yeah, it's not impossible, but I think yeah, probably unwise. Anyway, I think I want to take a couple more questions and then.
So, über welche Innovationen seid ihr am stolzesten in der Gigafactory Berlin? What innovations are you most proud of in GigaBerlin Brandenburg?
Well, I think we're going to have the front casting and in volume production we'll have the front casting, the structural battery pack. This makes the car more efficient and in general. We'll also be making I think the most advanced battery cell here, the 4680. The paint shop is also extremely good. It's like, I think the best paint shop in the world. So there's a lot of great things and there'll be more to come.
Ja, mit den großen Druckgussteilen, die wir herstellen, eröffnen sich uns natürlich ganz andere Möglichkeiten. Also wer vielleicht schon mal eine Automobilfertigung von innen gesehen hat, hat sich vielleicht gewundert, warum unser Karosseriebau so klein ist. Ja, das ermöglicht letztlich die großen Druckgussteile, die wir verwenden, und das ist natürlich an sich schon mal hochinnovativ, die Karosserie aus so wenigen Einzelteilen und mit so wenigen Fügeverbindungen und Verfahren herzustellen. Aber wie Elon uns auch sagte, die Lackiererei eröffnet uns auch Möglichkeiten, Farbtöne und auch Farbtiefe herzustellen, wie man es in der Massenfertigung bisher noch nicht gesehen hat. Und ansonsten haben wir auch wirklich viele clevere und auch automatisierte Fertigungsverfahren in unserer Endmontage, die neue Fahrzeugstruktur ermöglichen. Also es ist schwer zu sagen, worauf wir am stolzesten sind. Ich glaube, auf die ganze Fabrik bin ich sehr stolz.
Dann stellen wir jetzt noch eine letzte Frage. In welche Länder wird GigaBerlin die Autos liefern? To which countries will GigaBerlin deliver its cars? Then as a last question.
Sure. No, I mean, the cars are meant to be delivered anywhere in the sort of greater Europe area, you know, so it's just obviously a lot more efficient, better for the environment if we don't put cars on ships and transport them halfway around the world. So it's really, you know, anywhere in greater Europe. So, all right, Dankeschön. Thanks a lot.